1. Hi, and welcome to Pixelated Geek's E3 2014 recap of the Ubisoft press conference, which just ended a second ago. So before we really get into talking about any of the specific details, I think one of the things that we should probably address is Ubisoft not joining this century of conference. This is the same format we've seen
for the past few years.
And
it doesn't really work for them.
No, it didn't.
And it doesn't work for anybody.
The first, second, third, or fourth time. And we should probably be pretty clear. It has nothing to do with the host. It's not Aisha Tyler's fault. It wasn't Mr. Caffeine's fault. It's a bad format. It doesn't showcase the games at all, and certainly not in a positive way. I mean, essentially, you've got maybe 10 minutes of empty vamping that's going on over the course of that conference, in which we could be watching things like The Division or Rainbow Six. But yeah, so they started off with the Far Cry 4 trailer, which was cool.
For me, I just can't be shocked anymore by Far Cry because Voss was such a over-the-top villain.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're going to try to capture that again.
Yes.
And you cannot do that. It was Voss was one of those rare, once-in-a-lifetime villains for a game.
Yeah,
you can't duplicate them. And if you do, well, you're going to just call them off as just being the same game.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously Voss was a wonderful character. I mean, he was one of the most interesting things that happened to gaming in recent history. This game can't try too hard to be a carbon copy of Far Cry 3, and they didn't really show us much gameplay. And obviously the Himalayas, that's a very physically different background, but you can't go with the same formula again. And they are obviously trying to make him incredibly menacing and incredibly charismatic at the same time, and it didn't have the same sort of appeal that Voss did. That monologue that Voss does is superbly written and superbly performed.
For me, he seemed like an old Batman villain.
Yeah.
Or just an old comic book, even Dick Tracy bad guy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm eloquent, I'm smart, oh, I just killed a guy.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're not threatening by that.
No, it's this guy just seemed too much. He is, I think, a result of the dev studio trying too hard to, lightning doesn't strike twice, go in a different direction, and they didn't. It looked like they were trying really hard to go in the exact same direction. That said, the game will probably be awesome. Far Cry 3 was amazing, and
Blood Dragon was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. The concept of the world worked so well that even when some of the integral parts of storytelling, like characters or narrative, aren't there, as they really weren't in Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3's story was awful and had an awful main character. But it didn't matter because the game was fun. This will probably be the same thing. Plus 100% more elephants. They're rideable elephants. So, that's a thing you can do. I hope you can't kill them, but you can. I'm sure you can.
And there'll be some little snarky thing about elephants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back section.
So then Aisha Tyler started talking, which still wasn't her fault, because they made her say the things that she said. Bad jokes aren't funny no matter who says them. That's enough. We don't need to pick on her. Just not a good format.
We're not even picking on her. We're picking on the material she's given.
Exactly. Not her fault. Not her thing. She's hilarious. Archer is funny and her stand-up's great. I mean, that's true. It's just you don't need a Johnny Carson for a show like this. It doesn't need to happen. So Just Dance. There was so much Just Dance.
It has a mobile app now.
Yeah, you can play it with a smartphone and your TV, so that won't affect the amount that I play it at all, which is already none.
Make sure you won't be feel compelled. You're like, well, now I have to do it.
Yeah, it was really them showing that Lady Gaga song for the 150th time, and then oh my god, we can compete! Yay! Sorry. I know that we're not the crowd that's targeted for, but that did nothing.
I don't even feel the crowd that is targeted for focuses on E3.
No, not even a little bit. And that's a really good point. I mean, that's a mistake. Your demographic is your gamer demographic, and that's what you're pitching to at E3, the people that are watching this, and most of those people don't play Just Dance. Unless they have to. But no, not a good choice with your time. Now, then they showed a cinematic trailer for The Division, and it was an awesome cinematic trailer. Like, it was really good, but it wasn't anywhere near as compelling as the gameplay demo that was shown earlier today in Microsoft's press conference. That was a much more compelling sequence of gameplay. That said, that game's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, nobody's worried about that game. That game's gonna be great. Get it here now, please, sooner.
We'll actually let it become amazing.
Yeah, finish.
And then give it to me.
Yes. Finish, make your game amazing. Your game already looks amazing, but make it more that way, and then give it to me. Drive Club, which came sort of back out of the limbo of development it's been in. Good trailer.
Yeah,
for a racing title.
For a racing game, it wasn't a focus on, look, we have fast cars, look, they're loud, look how fast we're driving. It was this traveling through the world, or America. Like,
yeah.
It was nice. It was
refreshing for a racing game. Absolutely. And did a really good job sort of pointing out what Drive Club is supposed to be about, which is really exploring an entire huge open world. That game's going to be really interesting. It really is. And also, side note, random thing, PC beta, mid-July, PC beta for a driving game. Most of us didn't even know that game was coming out on PC, but...
I thought it was console only.
Yeah, and now we get a beta, and we apparently are the only ones that get a beta. I don't know. Assassin's Creed Unity. You can go first on that one.
I have a weird history with Assassin's Creed. I was one of those who was super hyped for the first one.
Yeah.
I actually remember my friend, we went to go pick it up at lunch during high school, and I was like, I bet this game's going to have a weird plot twist, and guess what, it did.
Yes.
And I was a little let down by the first one. Found it to be very repetitive, did not buy the second one day one.
Okay.
Fell in love with the second one, though, when I got my hands on it.
Yeah, that was a great game.
And it's weird, I love it, and then I get let down by a few of them.
Well, Brotherhood and Revelations were bad. They were just bad.
Yeah.
They were long expansion packs.
I actually never opened my Revelations, and I played the third one for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, well, and that was only about a quarter of what you would have needed to get to the actual game. Literally the longest tutorial that's ever been in any game ever, and that is not a compliment. I know that there wasn't any danger of the internet being confused about that, but the worst, longest tutorial ever. Just no, boo. And
I didn't buy Black Flag, which I might one day because pirates.
Yeah, no, I liked the first one a lot. Love the second one. Did not like Brotherhood. Did not like Revelations. Really kind of hated the third one, but dragged myself through it for the narrative elements. Assassin's Creed 4 was awesome. It is just so many pirates. There were so many pirates. There were pirates literally everywhere. It was an amazing piratey thing. And that kind of brings me to what I'm concerned about with Unity, which is that there will be no pirates in Unity.
Well, they could probably sell you day one DLC pirate pack.
They could. And I would probably buy it.
Or content exclusive for PlayStation only.
Yeah, because... No, this one I'm just worried because it's a step back. Now, great, Revolutionary France, phenomenal.
Why haven't they done it yet?
Yeah, why was that not sooner? Why was that not a thing that you guys did sooner? You should have done it for 3 and skipped America entirely because that game was awful. But no, this looks really good. I mean, it just like every other Assassin's Creed gameplay demo, it looks like it plays beautifully. And they're not normally that false, but there was 100% less of the main character shoving someone else's head in a guillotine than I would have wanted. That better be something you can do, because if it's not, that's the world's biggest missed opportunity. But it just looks like a step back. Like, it doesn't look innovative.
Oh, it's like we are using our gameplay mechanics from 3, or even 2, but it looks really pretty.
Yeah, it is very attractive. It is a very good-looking game.
Because they had the go chase somebody down section, and it's like, oh, that again.
I'm going to do that one more time. I was very happy that there weren't any like record trackers popping up on the screen saying something like, do this way, bull rush this many people in this span of time. Because they've gotten really bad about doing that in the last couple. Don't do that. I know you're not watching, but don't. Yeah, just really kind of old-fashioned, dated-looking title. But gorgeous. So pretty. Probably going to buy it anyway. Now, I don't even know where to start with this. There's a plague in gaming recently where developers have this weird idea that gamers want to exercise. And I'm not saying that we don't, because I know that both of us do. Right? We do.
Every morning, 6 a.m.
Yeah, I work out 4 or 5 days a week, every week. I don't want to do it while I'm playing a video game. I don't. Ever.
And the thing is, to me, you might be able to burn calories with it or something or get some core, but in my mind, I know this is not helping me achieve what I want to. So
No.
I'm going to take it as serious, and I don't think they help. Like
I don't think they're high intensity enough.
They're a cash-in.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are getting cheated. I'm not saying this game is, cheating people, but as a whole, I don't think that they're good.
No, I don't mean to say that they are bad, but I don't think that they're an alternative to working out.
That's yeah.
I think you could argue, like, if you do a huge workout routine and then you play this one game instead of playing another game, that playing this game would be more beneficial to your workout than sitting down and playing another game, but it's not a workout. Like, it's never going to be
fine for your off days. Or
yeah.
Your, in between light.
Yeah, absolutely. But it can't do what a gym does or what a workout routine does. It can't do it. And so many places sell that like that's what it's doing. And it's not. And also, that one didn't even look that good. It wasn't like the Nike personal trainer that was like serious.
Or the Xbox one, the one that Microsoft has. The fitness thing.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much any of the other ones look better than this one did. So I don't know. I mean, no. We didn't even say, it's called Shape Up. Don't buy it. That's really all there is to that. What were you gonna say?
No.
And so from that, then, to Valiant Hearts,
I'm gonna cry when I play it.
I cried in the trailer. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I was sitting there watching the dog lay down on the grave of one of its 4 friends when a photograph wafts through the breeze, and like
the whimper.
Yeah, the constant dog whimper, and then the worst part was, like, he was talking about all these people, and then at the end, he was like, and I can't even write a letter home, because he's a dog, and he can't write! You guys, that's manipulative.
The Ubi art engine is amazing, what people have done.
Yes.
I mean, when I first saw the Rayman games, I was like, this is really cool direction, and then with Child of Light,
completely opposite direction.
Yeah, and this, I want to see more, and I think using that with these darker tones, and using a darker theme of a game, but still having something beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some glint of hope while you're dealing with World War I and trench warfare.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like the entire narrative of that piece is a dog who outlives, like, 4 partners that he works with in different parts of it. Because it looked to me in the trailer like dog with person gets in bad situation, person dies, dog makes it out. So we're just gonna watch the dog be sad the whole time.
And they're probably gonna kill the dog.
Probably.
And then we're gonna cry.
Yeah, I already read. Just buy it. Just buy it. I'm gonna buy it.
Comes out on the 25th, I believe?
Yeah, really soon. Really soon. Honestly, I would have, up until this point in the show, I was a little upset that a download, what looks like sort of a pixel art title, was the highlight of their entire show, and it was up to that point. And that game looks phenomenal. There's nothing against that game being the highlight of that show. But then they showed the Rainbow Six Siege gameplay.
Which is going to fill a place in my heart that's been gone for a very long time.
Yeah. So the Tom Clancy games have always been very tactical, very interesting, very geared towards real tactical multiplayer.
Yes.
And that's something that's been absent a lot lately. I mean, even Future Soldier didn't quite scratch that itch, and that was the last one, and that was 3 years ago, maybe 4. That was a long time ago. So what they showed was, did they say that it was alpha or pre-alpha?
I think pre.
Okay, they showed pre-alpha gameplay of a 5-on-5 match of Rainbow Six, and what was most immediately interesting about it is that it has planning. The counter-terrorists have the ability to choose an entrance and work that way, which is a throwback to the very first Rainbow Six that lets you plan your missions ahead of time. And you're able to do that. Obviously, you pick your own class and stuff like that, and it had some of the most intense-looking gameplay I've ever seen. Just amazing environmental destruction.
Well, shotgun blast coming through the wall, and now you can use that to shoot the enemy through, or just the little things that they could set up, like the barricades or the explosives. So
it started with a drone, like a teeny little drone running through the area, and you could see the terrorists creating defenses. And then you could see the hostage, which was incredibly
detailed.
Yeah, just amazing animation work on the hostage.
Like, it looked like somebody who was afraid for their life, not just a non-playable character standing there.
Yeah,
interaction.
Just amazing work with that. The animation work on that was phenomenal. So then the terrorist found the drone and destroyed it. The counter-terrorist chose an entrance and made it. And then it just essentially showed a very long, very intense gunfight between 5 players.
Yeah.
With the sort of tides turning several times. Just incredibly visceral looking gunplay. Amazing animation on the characters. The environmental destruction was phenomenal. Just looks like a really badass overall experience.
Bringing some features back that I think are neglected in modern shooters, like the ability to lean.
Yeah.
I mean, some games will give you a somewhat of a lean or peak system, but for me, Rainbow Six always had the best. Being able to just peer out, or when they're rappelling down the house, and being able to switch how you did it.
Yeah,
or
to invert
around the house. It's just...
And the rappel didn't seem to be locked to a specific point. It seemed like you could pretty much do it wherever you wanted to. The lean feature was notably useful in the sense that one of the characters had a barricade shield, and you could lean around them while the gunplay was going off. It looked amazing. It looked so much better than how Patriots did. And this presumably, like, they've scrapped Patriots.
They scrapped Patriots.
And this is called Rainbow Six Siege, which may thematically be somewhat similar. I mean, it obviously takes place... I mean, I don't want to say that was definitely an American homestead, but it really looked like...
Yeah, it was like a suburban household.
Yeah, it looked very domestic. Just a phenomenal-looking title. And really makes you wonder why they wasted all of our time with the jokes and the voiceovers and the workout games and the dance games.
I think they should have actually opened with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think they were trying to expect this big punch from Far Cry, but they already knew, a lot of people knew Far Cry was kind of spilled. So it didn't deliver in the opening.
No.
You were kind of like, well, I already know this.
That would have worked a lot better had it not been leaked. I mean, that would have... But even so, like, that character, the villain in that just... We were talking about that. He just doesn't have the punch that Voss had. And so that... Even if that had been a surprise, it still wouldn't have felt quite the same. Rainbow Six should have been their punch, and they should have probably kept the Division gameplay from the Microsoft sequence and put it at the end of it.
Like, I really just want to watch the Rainbow Six video a few more times. Like,
yeah, I mean, we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye so we can do that right now. You should watch it, too. We'll link it to you.
You should watch it.
And you should watch it a couple of times.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah. Is back. Yes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I will see you guys right back here at 9 our time, 6 Pacific, for the Sony conference. Thanks for tuning in. I'm James Honeycutt.
I'm JJ Kress.
And we'll see you soon. Bye.